writing about like a year hiatus almost. And I sent this email to Tom, letter to a fellow poet. It's been a while. Where are the poetry venues these days? It's been a while. Freestyles written in reciting rhetoricians take my ears better than any politician. I've been missing all the intuition in formation. The healthy habit of poetry digestion is a necessity for consistent internal rehabilitation. And every now and then I put on a beat and pretend to just bend and break the words when there's nothing else to be heard. The television and movies are too much for the eyes. I need something for my ear follicles to rise. Sizing up a measure is a pleasure for the wise endeavor. We all know we won't live forever, but our words put up a powerful structure. Life changes in many strange arrangements. Change is synonymous to life as range from the present to the ancients. I miss having an aim for attainment, for the sake of beauty's placement. I've learned a few new recipes of entertainment and shed the previous ideologies of my contagion. Joy can be forgotten in old practices. Annoyed that the toys we avoid are so miraculous. Getting through the void, boy, I tell you, sometimes it feels like sheer randomness. This is Expressions. It's dedicated to this, what we're doing. Spoken and heard, where I first found the word of God, the Baha'i Center has always been a fond memories. Some of the greatest poetry, musicians, orators, comedians, storytellers, Tom the World Rapper, Linda Marie's voice as a singer, John Barry, the blues man, and many others who took the stage in hand. I met Nasran Kherat, her book In the House of Bibi, A Life of a Baha'i in Iran's Tragic History. Memories as deep as scars, healed uncleanly, still we bandage the wounds. Here lies the ancient tombs of imagination we consume, of experiences we tell, like fond smells of distinct perfumes. 10 years ago, I found this room. I was trying to find a voice I could appreciate, immature but sure trying to find an escape. This relief, although brief, sparked a powerful belief that words matter, that what has been heard can change matters, that what lies within a speaker has power. Moreover, and rather, compassion lies in the audience of listeners. This connection needs protection and visitors. Spread this amongst our messengers. Expressions are beauty's painters, joy's musical entertainers, passion's dedicated organizers, outlets for the organic and artificial, the basic human principle. Thank you, Expressions, for making this possible. Yeah. The trade-in. Traded in the fleeting, ecstatic pleasure of an orgasm for deeper connections with the self and others, for deeper desire of joy to enjoy and to suffer. Exchange the use of serotonin reuptake inhibitors for exercise, good sleep, meditation, and being a better listener. Listening to the body, mind, and soul. Time-doctored visits of 5 minutes didn't help fill the hole. The goal is to use natural cleaners, not to use quick pills to make processes easier. I brought my black lung cough and hospital bills to the counter for morning runs, half-marathon training, and running partners. Having asthma was always a weight of armor, making me slower, put down the smoking to make me stronger, traded up, and now panic attacks don't act up. Donated uppers and downers and those that start at the center for the pleasure of this latest endeavor. We will not live forever, counting days, months, and years down to the measure. The most real experience is one that you don't have to sever. Settling into the pressure takes effort and is prone to error, but it brings you together in the face of tremor and terror, the tenderness of finding something better. Gave away all the ways I felt I was a slave to having no fear of ever again being in a cage, stopped caring about the whole world as a stage and rather focused on the book I'm writing by the page. Gave away alcohol's drunken rage and its passive dismissive phase, where clear-headed judgment couldn't gauge and when and how to engage. Now spontaneity allows me to rearrange. I'm sorry I'm not looking in your eyes because I haven't memorized these poems, although I'd like to, because I realize the delivery is as important as the content, but give me some time and I'll bring some of that. This is...
Bring what you got, brother.
All right, man. Just tell me when to shut up. Vulnerability. 2 years of exploration into the depths of the human soul. The first time I sat in the room, I felt like a snail without a shell. Someone who had crawled out from under the rock. I was scared of my own shadow. Sitting still wasn't something I was familiar with. There were 12 steps written on the wall, and there were smiling faces of people who were happy. I didn't understand how they could not be suffering like I was. Years later, I see their faces of courage. In my lap is a piece of notebook paper covered with writing. The entire page is filled with an hour of scribbling. The page contains my life. Well, it contains my life in regards to suffering, in regards to addiction. I opened the meeting with promises met, followed by a series of nasty habits that have concluded. Then I started at the beginning. Vulnerability of the ultimate truth in my experience, strength and hope were my intention. Heartbreak, bail bondsmen, lawyers, hospitals, rehab and homelessness, depression, anxiety, insanity, insecurity, vulnerability, until recovery. Daily phone calls, meetings, literature readings, exploration of the soul, restoration of the whole, dedication to the goal. By the time I was done, this burden had been lifted. Vulnerability had allowed me to be gifted, to fear nothing that has ever existed. There still is the unknown, but I wake up every day to face this with courage. Got a few more if that's cool. Fading to pain. Suffering has been so regular, I'm pretty sure they know my order. Disorder and chaos, big brothers that watch my cross to bear. Dig deeper than the hole that couldn't fit my soul's stare. Hold this patience with care. Where you look for the beloved, beware of being aware of the summit. It too has a valley. I never took time to enjoy being empty until I realized it cannot be constantly filling. Money, career, education have all faded back behind my spiritual participation, nay, my spiritual obligation. If I cannot be fit to exist, then why try to see where else I can benefit? Fists balled up in a rage, open to calm palms that turn a page. Tomorrow is today. The universe is always beginning now, where allowed. Value all that you can endow. How about letting out with a growl? Sleep with ease, young child. Count your breaths and see what else can be left. Love is an unknown depth. Got some of these other poets coming up here, but I'll do maybe, let's see here. Do one or two more, if that's cool?
Sure.
All right. So I shared this at a retreat I went to. It was really wonderful, great moment in my life, and so I'll do these two. But this one I wrote at the retreat, and it really, that was a great poem. I showed it to my friend. He's like, "Dude, it's the best poem I ever heard." It's like, "Oh, nice." I'll definitely share this one. It's called "The Distinct Circles Take Shape." The circles have become more distinct. Chaos and order, feelings and how to think. To move forward, sometimes we must retreat. To move past lust, sometimes we need to trust in defeat. Powerlessness takes a seat next to the hope we keep, hidden deep, brought to light. Money can't buy recovery's fight. Neither ought we take this to spite, but in respite we might find the spirit right. Right, Tom? Right. The heights and lows would compose our matrix of columns and rows, a journey from the camp lights glow. Memory must resonate from the past, but only enough so we may participate in the present's path. As the future beckons to the water with paddles in a raft, the usual becomes discomfort and being more capable of satiating hunger. Close conversations between a sponsor and a sponsee spawn in the beautiful fruit of the truth that will set us free. Who knew what we could be? Changing attitudes, beliefs, or identity. Be free and happy in serenity. Take a moment to capture this in your memory. Maintenance requires the constant energy in the present tense to take reality seriously. The beauty of dreams is things don't need to be as they seem, indefinitely. From shame to grace, lifting eyes to their proper place, my fellowship knows these pains and aches. Brief moments to the sustained strain of mistakes. Substance of a higher power is what it takes. Finding new ways to make pleasure out of taste. This endeavor might take forever, but it wouldn't be a waste. My sisters and brothers, keep my faith. Whisper soft enough to stay safe. These distinct circles lay out the tape. Chaos and order, feelings and thoughts that we love and hate. The distinct circles take shape. I'm going to end on a happier note. A lot of this kind of sounds not so happy, but this is good. Life never felt so good. I don't remember feeling this way every morning and night, every day. It's strange. How the strain on my brain has been lifted. The present has become a gift that brings uniqueness. I never got this high on drugs consistently. There was always a perpetual drop, as was its propensity. Now there is love and beauty in every second of existence intensity. People call me. We talk recovery. We talk of spiritual malady. We take stock of the daily insanity and bring compassion to reality with the remedy. I wake before the alarm. The cool, calm streets are charming. My empty garden is calling for farming. The leaves need sweeping. I grieve for the beloved's teachings. For 1,000 years I've been knocking, only to find I was knocking from the inside. The design is to hold everything inside. The plan is to break out of doubt to clarity. The Buddhists say the mind is not a mirror that needs cleaning. It is essentially void and pure, so how could dust be collecting? Never before have I felt power get much higher, sever the separation of pleasure and desire, water, earth, wind, and fire. With this energy, how could we tire? Pry the will open like a fence with barbed wire. This serenity can be acquired by wearing an entire attire as an amplifier. Right, Tom? There you go.
Hey, Bijan!